Okay, so my AirPods have given up on me, and we are just waiting for other people to join in, and especially I'm waiting for Milin to join in so that our talk can be an interesting one. I hope you guys have had a wonderful rainy day today here. Tomorrow is Ganesh Chaturthi, so my parents say it's like a ritual that every year it rains this much before the day of Ganesh Chaturthi. And I think it's somewhat a very weird day to choose for a live also, because I know that many people are preparing for Ganesh Chaturthi. So yeah, we are waiting for people to turn up. Add Milin into this, and I'm waiting for him to join. Hi Milind,
Hello.
how are you?
Hope you can hear me.
I can hear you. I can hear you. I guess you guys can hear me too. Uh, so I'm gonna just quickly turn off the comments so that we're not distracted by the comments, and I will switch on the comments at the end of the live so that if you have questions,
Mm-hmm.
you can ask. So I'll just turn off the comments over here. Okay. So Milind, what's going on? I think you're preparing for Ganesh Chaturthi. That's happening tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. But this
Yeah.
time it's not that grand celebration. But
Yeah. But what all we can do is just we can just pray, that everything just goes
yeah,
well and
yeah.
things change soon.
How about you?
It's going good. I mean, हमारे घर पे तो गणपति आती नहीं है, but still it's nice to be
Uh-huh.
in the same mood, festive mood. So we are those for those who don't know Milind. I think most of the people over here they know Milind. Milind has been a mentor to me from my fitness first days. He was my boss also, and he's a very good friend. Actually, my closest, one of my inner circle people, and he has been a black belt, isn't it? Am I right or am
Yes,
I right?
yes. Black belt in karate.
Yeah, black belt in karate. So the reason why I called him to speak about this is because he would know best what's good with MMA and why should we, incorporate that style of training in our workout. Uh, Mostly because there are people who get tired of doing cardio, but also do this uh, in a wrong manner, in the wrong form, when they do it. You and I have seen that, Milind. Whenever
Yeah.
I've seen somebody doing it in the park or something, they don't know what they're doing. So we just wanted to kind of shed light upon how to do it correctly. Do you really need a formal training before, you know, uh, getting into
One,
MMA or doing something?
one second.
Yes, please. So that's what I wanted to tell my readers, and I think you're the best person who can say this
Sorry.
to them. Over to you, Milind. I think why don't you tell us about MMA? Why don't you just give us a brief history, or probably what are the forms of mixed martial arts that we can use in our day-to-day workout? I mean, I have been doing
Okay.
kickboxing with you, but other than that, what else?
Okay. So we'll just start with martial arts first. Now, what is martial arts? Martial arts basically a form of combat art where people used to do that thing for self defense or to fight. But nowadays, people are getting into martial arts just to be fit.
Correct.
Okay,
Absolutely. Huh.
so there are one group of people who wants to get into martial art professionally to fight,
Hmm. Hmm.
and another group is just to get fit. So
Correct.
training for them is completely different. So there are different types of martial arts like karate, judo, aikido, kung fu, muay thai, kickboxing, and different types of martial arts. And then when these martial arts come together, form an MMA, mixed martial
Mixed
arts.
martial arts. Correct. Right. Right. So
So that's
you're saying so mixed martial arts is a mixed form of all these things together. But when we talk about martial arts, what do you think? Martial arts is only a contact sport, or can it be done without a person? Like without an
Both.
opponent?
Both.
It can be done
It
both
can be
ways.
contact. It is a contact sports, martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
if you want to get into fight, but obviously you have to strike, you have to kick, you have to punch, to grab.
Correct. Correct.
But
Correct.
there are some group of people, they would not want to fight, but
Right.
still want to do martial art. For them,
Right.
there's
Just
something
for
called
being fit.
yeah. But then there's something called, even into martial art training, there's something called no contact fight training.
Mm-hmm.
So what is no contact fight training? It's like you train like a fighter without fighting.
Okay.
So this
Okay.
is basically, you train simply, you do same pad work, kicking, punching on the kick pad, on the kick bag. You do groundwork, that is grappling, throwing, everything, everything.
Right. Right. Right.
Only thing, you don't have to fight.
Okay. So this can
So
be learned by mostly girls. Do only girls learn this for self-defense, or is it like a
anybody,
skill? It's a skill, you're saying.
anybody can do that. Not
Okay.
only girls for self defense, even guys for self defense or fitness. Anybody.
Okay. 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 And this is mostly a cardio-based routine, you're saying. The kind of program that you're saying can be on, you said like you can train like a fighter, but not fight, right? You just said that.
Yes, but
With that, you mean all aspects of training like a fighter? Because even fighters do strength training and endurance training, etc., right? Along
yes,
with your
yes.
fights.
So
So
see,
does the entire program come into the picture or just the fighting
okay,
part?
martial arts, it's more than a cardio. It's
Right.
not just, it's more than. So you get
Right.
endurance, you get power, you get speed, you get agility,
Huh.
flexibility. You build self confidence. You improve your hand-eye coordination, neuromuscular coordination. What we say in fitness,
Right.
everything. So not just cardio.
Reflexes. Your
Yes.
reflexes get better.
Yes, it's not just cardio. People think,
Okay.
okay, I want to do cardio, I'll do kicking or punching. It's not just cardio. You work on your core as well, power, speed, everything. So when
Hmm.
you kick, but obviously you're working on your flexibility as well.
Okay. So this you're talking about just MMA or you're talking about just a single form of MMA?
Sorry?
Is this just a single form of MMA? Because you said that there are different kinds of uh, martial
Okay,
arts
so
that are in MMA.
you choose any martial art, the concept of training is the same.
Okay.
Every martial art, the concept of training is the same. Only thing. So for example, if you do karate, karate is more about stand-up fighting. So you got
Right.
punches, you got kicks, sweeps. But if you move into judo, it's more about grappling. So there's a
Right.
lot of throws, wrestling kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Hmm.
Similar, jujutsu again, it's a grappling, it's a ground fight. Taekwondo is more about kicks.
Okay. And you
But
have different training patterns of all of this, or is the pattern same?
see, training pattern can remain the same. But technically, say you can, training techniques will change.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So you can't train a judoka or a judo player like a karate player.
Okay. Okay.
So their fighting system is different. The rules are different. Same way karate fighting system is different. Rules are different.
Now I'm intrigued. I'm honestly I'm curious. कि कैसा है ये? How is the training? How is Taekwondo different than Jiu-Jitsu? Let's just take an example. I'm a layman when it comes to Taekwondo and Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay,
At
so
least I
fine.
know karate because I've done a little bit from it.
Taekwondo.
But
I'll
still
explain
story.
the term taekwondo. What is taekwondo means? Tai, one, do. Okay, tai, his hand, one, his legs.
Okay.
Using
Okay.
legs. But obviously,
Huh.
but the more focus in taekwondo is using your feet or legs. So when
Okay.
you progress inside taekwondo, you get to see another taekwondo players doing that spin kicks, jumping
Hmm.
spin kicks.
The
That
ones which are
comes
very
in
famous on
later.
internet.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that comes in later. Those are taekwondo kicks.
Acha.
Okay.
Hmm.
Second thing, taekwondo. If you see taekwondo fights, their stances are completely different.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
They focus more on their lead leg as well to strike.
Hmm.
So if you
Okay.
see, we have seen a taekwondo fight. It's an Olympic sport as well.
Hmm.
So if you see Olympic sport, you'll get to know the difference between a judo
And a
and
Taekwondo.
taekwondo. Even judo is an Olympic sport. So fighting,
Judo also does use a lot of legs, right? It does
no,
to a
judo
certain
is more
extent.
of wrestling.
Oh, that's
It's more
grappling,
of
basically. You just
grappling. Yeah. So
Huh.
for example, in judo, you're allowed to grab your opponent's uniform.
Oh, okay. Okay. And in Taekwondo,
Okay,
that's not the case.
not allowed
No. Okay.
because judo is all about holding, grappling, throwing, using opponent's body weight.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
that's judo, and
So,
completely different. So, and what makes them different is the country they came from.
acha.
Judo, Aikido, Jiu-Jitsu, Karate are all from Japan.
Okay.
Taekwondo is a Korean martial art. Like
Acha.
way Kung Fu is Chinese martial art.
Chinese. Chinese.
But
Yes.
the very strange part is like not I won't say strange. Very few people may know this that martial art came from India.
Oh, really?
Yes.
How?
So have you heard about the very
Tell.
famous martial art from India, Kalari Pet?
Yes, yes, yes. I was just gonna say that. Kalari
Yes, it's
Payattu
a
is
very
something that I've
very
heard. Yes, of
famous
course
and
I've heard
very
it.
old, yeah, very old martial art. So there's a Chinese traveler Bodhidharma when he traveled
Okay.
when he was traveling all over India, he came to India. So he saw some people practicing some kind of combat stuff like martial arts. That
Hmm.
was Kalari. So he learned and he went to China. He trained the monks over there to make their fitness and then to work on their fitness
Okay.
because
Okay.
initially the monks he find were very weak. He
Uh-huh.
trained them using these techniques. That's
Oh.
how it went to China and then went from China it went to Japan. So
And it
it's
somehow
all
has
in,
gained so much fame abroad rather
yes,
than where it has
India.
originated. I mean,
Yeah,
Kalari Payattu is something that half
similar
of
to
the people
yoga.
may not even know.
Similar,
Yeah,
if you
exactly.
see yoga
Hmm.
in India, very few people nowadays. Now
Actually do.
I think it's getting famous, but
Huh.
very few people do yoga. Though
Huh.
it's an Indian.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an Indian thing. Yes. It's come here. It's come from here. It's come from the land of India. You're right.
That's how it went. It spread. The martial arts spread, and though the concept is same, kicking,
Mm-hmm.
punching. If you see,
Hmm.
Kung Fu has kicking and punching, Karate has kicking and punching, but the technique is different.
Okay.
Teaching
So
style, the teaching technique.
okay, so these are the forms that we are talking about. These honestly have a kind of a base in Olympics as well. They are a sport. They are a
Only right now, only Taekwondo and Judo are Olympic
okay
sport.
sports. Other than that, not any.
In 220, so it was supposed to happen in 220,
Mm-hmm.
which got cancelled. Now it's in 221 in Tokyo.
Huh.
Karate is there.
Okay.
But what happens? Uh, if you see in every Olympic sports, they introduce one game as a
Extra.
sport.
Huh.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Right.
Then
Right.
they might change. They might not add into next Olympics like that. But that's the
Right.
reason there are a lot of promotion for karate to
To
get
be there
karate
in
into
that.
country.
Okay, so these are Olympic now. Now, what I have heard that's picking up pace in India, especially, is capoeira. You know, everyone's doing capoeira. Do you think capoeira is a martial arts? Do you know if it is a martial arts? If it is a part of contact sport, or what you guys usually do?
Okay, so for that we should know what is capoeira. Capoeira
Hmm.
is basically master from Brazil.
Right.
So during old days, you must be knowing about this. There were a lot of slavery. Like people used to,
They were
arrest
slaves.
people.
Hmm.
Yeah, they
Hmm.
you know,
Prisoners, slaves, etc. Hmm.
prisoners. Yeah, and they
Hmm.
used to, like somewhere in Africa,
Hmm.
somewhere in
Understood.
India. So yeah, it's a kind of human trafficking. So
Correct. Huh.
these slaves, yeah, so
Hmm.
these slaves, but obviously they were not allowed to carry weapons,
Uh-huh. Huh.
anything.
So they
Okay,
needed to know how to fight.
how to fight.
Huh.
Okay,
Okay.
but still,
Understood.
if they used to work out again, if they do kicking and punching, but obviously the officers or the police officer,
Would
whosoever,
know.
they will get to
Correct.
know what they are
Correct.
doing.
Hmm. Hmm.
So what they did,
Hmm.
they used to practice kicking and punching, but
In a
in a
dance
form
with a
of
dance
dance.
form.
That's the reason if you see a proper capoeira movement, they always use
Right.
drums.
Correct. Yes. And
That's how we used
it's
to
very
practice.
poise. Like it's full of poise. There's a lot of movement involved in capoeira than
Uh-huh.
just, punching
So
or
if
kicking
you
or doing
see,
that.
for example, there's one move in Kapura Jinga.
Ha ha
So
ha.
if
The
the
one which you
person
move
doing
from
it,
side to side. Yeah.
the person who doesn't know martial art, you must be thinking, "Arey, you go dance kar raha hai." He's dancing.
Ha 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 ha.
But that's not actually dancing. That's actually a dodging an opponent or
Wow.
distracting him.
Yeah. So we
Then
had this. We
while
had this in
while
body
doing yeah
combat also.
while
Ha.
doing Jenga, you'll see a sudden spin kick.
Ha. That's again taken from Taekwondo.
That's a strike. So you defend
Yeah.
yourself, you block, and
Yeah.
then you strike. That's
Yeah.
how they used to practice so that nobody comes to know okay, what they are learning. That's how the
If they're
capoeira
learning action, etc.
yeah, came into
Picture.
martial art thing.
So
Yeah,
it is a martial arts. It's a proper thing. It's
it
not a
is a
phony thing. Huh, huh. Okay. So out of all of these movements that all of these forms that we have learned right
mm,
now, taekwondo, jiu-jitsu, capoeira, karate, judo, all of these, what can normal person, like say for example, if I'm not trained for jiu-jitsu, okay,
mm,
but and probably it takes a lot of years to build in that kind of endurance, building that kind of
mm,
strength and
mm,
technique. More importantly, the skill of doing that. It's required over a period of time, over a period of years. You have done it since when you were a kid. So
mm.
if I like say when you used to train me, I used to only do kickboxing. Now,
Yeah.
kickboxing is a part of martial arts, or is it something completely different?
Okay. So very few people know there are again kickboxing. There are two styles:
Hmm.
Thai kickboxing and American kickboxing.
Okay.
So what is Thai kickboxing? It came from Thailand.
Huh.
It's the national sport. Again, a
Mm-hmm.
martial art. Kickboxing is American style of kickboxing. So very, we actually as a trainer comes into very familiar about this. Russian swing and American swing.
Correct, correct.
In
Yes, yes. The kettlebell swings you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
There's a small difference.
there is a
Exactly.
difference.
Huh.
So in American type style of kickboxing, they wear full pants. Their
Okay.
uniform is different,
And
or they wear
and
t-shirt. But in
hmm.
Thai kickboxing, must have seen they are
Yeah, the
without
shortest of the shortest pants they'll wear.
and short.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Second,
Okay.
in Thai kickboxing, they are allowed to use their elbows and knee strikes.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
More of that, yes.
And in American style of kickboxing,
There's proper
only
kicks in
foot
there.
and fist. So boxing and
Hmm.
kicking.
Okay. Okay.
So that's the difference.
So I'm very curious about this. The kind of kickboxing that we ended up doing, like you and I, is a mix of Muay Thai and
Yes,
Muay
it
Thai.
was a mix of
It's Muay Thai, right? I'm not wrong. It's
it
Muay Thai.
was a mix of yes, Muay Thai.
Muay Thai
Muay Thai.
and American kickboxing.
It's a mix of this. Reason why we did this, okay? Your goal was different.
Hmm.
When you used to train, your goal
Hmm.
was different.
So again, let's just generalize here. My goal at that point of time was losing weight, losing
Yes.
fat. To be very
Huh.
precise, it was losing fat.
Hmm.
And kickboxing was kind of something that was very interesting for me. Kept my reflexes on, kept my mind and muscle coordination on, as well as I burned a lot of calories while doing it. While doing it, even after doing it, because of course there's a lot of strength
And
involved in this. There's a lot
yeah,
of rotation
and
involved in this.
one more thing I can add on because I know you as a person.
Mm-hmm.
If you get bored doing cardio on treadmills,
Don't
so this is
do not say things like that on live.
so this is no. Why I'm saying this? Why I'm saying this?
Yeah,
Because not
yeah,
only you, there are a lot of
yeah, yeah. There are a lot
people
of people who get bored. Of
they
course, I
want
get it.
something else. That's the reason they most of the people they start running outdoors.
Correct.
Okay,
Yes,
they start
yes,
cycling. Why? Because they get bored running on a treadmill.
yeah. Obviously,
Okay.
because I remember
Yes.
doing cardio on the
So what
cross
I
trainer
say,
machine, watching a
what
television
I can
was.
advise,
Uh,
choosing any martial art, even if you don't want to be a professional fighter, choosing any martial art, taking your physical, medical condition into
place. Yes.
place.
Uh,
This is the best cardio you can do. This is, as I
yes.
said, not that you're
I
training your
agree.
core.
I couldn't agree more. I have done
Okay.
this and I have seen
Then,
results.
then one more thing we added into your training was conditioning part.
Yes. Oh, please. Yes, you have to tell me about that. Yeah.
Conditioning part, why? Every
Why?
martial art has conditioning part. why we do that conditioning part. People, they say they make our muscles strong so that when we get punched
We can
during
take
the
it.
fight,
We can take the
we
hit.
can take it. We don't feel pain. It's not like that.
Right. Right.
You will feel pain. Only thing, you're used to that. Your body
Hmm.
is conditioned. Your body is conditioned, and
Yeah, right.
you're used to take that.
You had
Second
a
thing
lot
is,
of fun hitting me around.
you are mentally prepared again
Uh,
to take that hit.
correct. You know
That's
it's
the reason.
coming.
Yeah,
Hmm.
conditioning part has to be if you are into martial
Hmm.
art.
Right.
Whether you want to fight, you don't want to fight, then again, conditioning is your choice. If you don't want to fight and still want to do conditioning,
Hmm. Hmm.
some people
Understood.
butt off run away, but it's fun and you should try new things.
Yeah. But of course, I'm telling this is again, if you're even into conditioning and you want to do conditioning, I think it has to be done under supervised, a person who knows how to do kickboxing. It's not like
Okay,
tomorrow
so
I can go and hit out my
uh,
client and say, oh, this is part of conditioning. Mark
yeah,
off.
there's a best way. Continue. You guys have not seen, but we have done it as in karate. So, but obviously, as I said, there are different style of martial art. There's something
Hmm.
called traditional martial arts.
Okay.
So karate, judo, kung fu, taekwondo is a traditional martial art. Traditional
Hmm.
martial arts, what does it mean? So you, for example, you attend a school, you start with
Mhm.
junior KG, then
Yeah.
senior KG, then first standard, second, and after 10th, you're out of the school.
Correct. Huh.
Traditional
Huh.
martial is the same thing. You start with
Okay.
the very basic stances, and then there are different movements, everything basic. Start with the basic. After 3 to 4 months or 5 months, you have a grading, an exam. You pass that exam, you get a bed.
Okay. Huh. That is the one which you have gotten your
Yeah.
kid
So
also to
that
do,
is
I
a
guess.
longer process.
Hmm.
And as a martial art or karate coach, I would recommend kids should always start with the traditional martial art because that's where
Those
they
are the
learn
years.
about
Yeah.
the patients. Apart from physical fitness and all, the patients, the essence of this art actually,
Correct.
what
Correct.
the
Correct.
art.
Correct.
And moving forward, once they are teenager, if they want to choose MMA as in they are, it will be then an added advantage for them to choose this style of fighting like MMA
Hmm. Hmm.
because
Hmm.
you already know if you're doing karate, you already know how to kick and punch.
Correct.
Okay, so your striking part is sorted. Only
Yeah.
thing what you have to learn the ground fight.
Hmm.
So if you're already into martial art, learning ground fight won't be much more difficult in the later stage when you uh, try to
Huh.
choose MMA.
Correct. Out of which one you want to do
Yeah.
as a grown up. Okay. Okay. So that is for kids. We are talking about
Hmm.
getting your kids enrolled into this kind of a training much earlier in life so that their fitness, their
Yes.
flexibility, everything is taken care of. Like we
Mhm.
like we enroll our kids into into swimming or something like that. This can be a
Yes.
part of their curriculum where
Hmm.
they are getting conditioned to a whole different area of training.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Uh,
again, coming back to the point where we were talking about uh, this in a whole, like as an MMA in a whole, like the way people teach right now. You have seen, I have seen.
mhm.
I mean, people who are training people
Mhm.
and they just hold a focus pad and they just somebody is just punching somehow and somebody's kicking somehow and they hurt themselves. I'm talking about the
Mhm.
part where injuries come in the picture and how a
Yeah.
coach is responsible for what he's doing. So what do you think as a coach? Like, if I have learned it from you. I have done it first hand experience. I have done it for years with you. So I know exactly where to hit and where to get hit and how to hold the focus pad, etc. But in your case, what would you suggest to any other coach or any other let's say any other person who's trying to do it with a coach? What should they be very careful of?
Okay. One thing. So nowadays, if you see, all the gyms have MMA classes.
Correct.
Okay.
Huh.
Even though they teach kickboxing, they'll name it
Hmm.
MMA. Reason, it's very famous nowadays.
Hmm.
MMA is very famous. Okay,
It's a trend.
but
It's a trend.
yeah, but very if you want to know that if that person actually an MMA fighter, just what you have to ask him, which what martial art background he has.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Second thing, is he a certified MMA coach from a state body or a national body, or whether he has fought any bout of MMA?
So I'm just going to stop you over there. I mean, we've had experiences where there are people who lie about it.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to ask you
Not
here
right
is
about
even.
it's what you can say in half knowledge of martial arts.
So that's what I'm saying. Even if it is not a certification, because okay, I don't have a certification of MMA, to be honest. Okay, and I have passed my age limit where I can go and get a certification or a black belt or something of that sort. So, the question, the what do you suggest? Like, if I'm teaching kickboxing, how does a person know that I'm doing it right? Maybe by body nuances or something. I don't know. You're the expert here. You have to tell me.
So what comes is the stances and strike. So any coach, if it's me or martial art coach or any coach, they should be aware about the anatomy first.
Hmm. Hmm. Correct.
Okay, they should be aware about anything. So if they say like do a roundhouse kick, they
Hmm.
should know what is roundhouse kick, what is the technique behind, which foot should turn around, where the power comes from.
Right. Right.
So whether to lock the joint, don't lock the joint, which part of your foot should hit the kick
Correct.
pad, they should be aware about that. If
Absolutely. Yeah.
that is not clear, then I think you
Yeah.
should change the coach.
Yeah. Because
So
I.
I've seen people asking to do. I've seen some right in front of me teaching wrong, and I've seen some video like they ask
Yeah.
them to do roundhouse kick, but the person is kicking straight.
Yeah. No, like say for example, it's a very good example, right? Right, roundhouse kick is the biggest example of how to do it right.
Hmm.
Now, roundhouse kick, you have taught me very clearly that your back feet has to be pivoted on the backside. The
Yes.
heel has to be facing the coach, and you kick with your shin or your shoelace, not with your, toes. The
Yeah,
point does
not
not
with.
come like this exactly.
Huh.
So I have and you have also taught me that I have to use the glutes to kick, and my
The power
rotational force.
that
Yeah, and my
this base of
rotational
your
force.
power.
Correct, correct.
So
So
rotation has to be there.
yeah, so then I have seen other people training kick, roundhouse kick, and this girl or guy, whoever the client is, just they go like pat pat pat, and their
Hmm.
knees, swaying in the air like that.
Yeah.
So so exactly, that's what I'm saying. That how do we make out, like, see, I can say I have been in this industry for the longest time. I can say this guy is perfect or this guy is not. But someone who's not done it before and wants to try kickboxing, what do you think? Say even doesn't have a coach, ठीक है? मतलब किसी को train hire नहीं किया है उसने. But what do you think can be the basic things that they can add on into their workout, in their cardio routine? Like you said, this is the best cardio. Shadow boxing I'm
Okay.
talking
Then
about. How do you
if
think is?
you say like people they want to do martial art,
Huh.
that coach they don't want to hurt their knuckles or foot. They don't want to use the kick pad. Any target practice. There's something
Hmm.
called shadow kickboxing
Huh. Huh.
or shadow boxing, where
Hmm.
they face a mirror, they kick or punch looking themselves in the
Hmm.
mirror.
Hmm.
And this is very old practice. This
Hmm.
very old practice, shadow boxing. So
Hmm.
even master like Bruce Lee used to do this.
Hmm. Hmm.
Shadow.
Yeah. Yeah. We have seen videos.
So it's very yeah, it's a very old practice which can do, and nowadays as we do Les Mills body combat is a kind of shadow
Yes.
box.
Shadow boxing. Right.
People
Right.
should know what is Les Mills. It is inspired by martial art. It's not in
Not
martial art.
martial arts. Yes.
It is inspired by martial art. It's not in
Yeah.
martial
It's
art.
not
So
a martial
people,
art. Right.
yeah. So people. That's the reason the people who have a half knowledge about martial art they comment.
Okay. So again, coming back to the question where I said that if a new beginner wants to try this part out, and if they want to do a kickboxing or Muay Thai or whatever it is, if they are doing it for the very first time, what are the equipments or what are the basic things that they need to buy? Say, for example, somebody is doing shadow boxing, they don't need to buy anything except for a Les Mills annual plan. But if, say, for example, somebody is doing it with a punching bag in their gym, है ना? तो क्या? What do we buy in order to get there?
Boxing straps and gloves are the must.
Yes,
It's a
to
must.
protect the knuckles. Huh?
You have to buy the reason because one, you are a beginner. You're
Hmm.
totally new to this. If you punch wrong, you might get hurt.
Hmm.
Even though the pad is softer, even the bag is not that much hard,
Hmm.
still you might hurt yourself, either your wrist or you
Hmm. Or
might
your
get bruised,
elbow. Yeah. 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 Anything.
or you might get injured. So,
Hmm.
straps and gloves are the must. Now, how to choose the gloves? There are two types of gloves. MMA gloves, which are called even cut fingers gloves. So you allow why MMA gloves are different than boxing gloves. In MMA, as I said, it's allowed to hold, grapple.
Ah. So you can hold if
So
the
that's the
fingers are
reason the
open.
MMA gloves are different and boxing gloves are different. So
Right.
it's better to start with boxing gloves because it has much more cushion into it, and
Mm-hmm.
then you can move into
Right.
MMA gloves.
MMA gloves. Okay. Okay. And you're saying while doing these movements, like do you have any beginners course? Like say for example, you can say like when I had started off, I actually don't remember when I had started off. It's that old, but I remember we used to do quite basic moves earlier when we used to only do punching and
Stances,
just jab, cross, and stancing, etc. So
stances,
what
and
are the basic movements that people can follow while doing an MMA? Like say for example, they started one day for 10 minutes just to practice. So
mhm.
what are the things that they can start with?
So that depends. If the fitness is
Level.
uh, yeah, so if you take fitness, but everybody can do squat or push-ups, that is different.
Correct.
But if
Correct.
I talk about the technical stuff, the stance which you use when you kick or punch, that is
Hmm.
different. So
Hmm.
you always never start any martial art directly with the target practice.
Correct. Okay. Okay.
Directly with the target practice. Because
Hmm.
before that, you have to know how to punch or how to kick, and before knowing how to punch and how to stand.
Ah, the footwork.
You know how
The
to,
foot, how it
yeah,
has to.
your stances,
Your
your
base.
position.
Hmm.
Yes, you know how to stand.
And
If
what are
you're
the
not,
stances?
so in kickboxing and any full contact sport, the martial
Hmm.
art, the
Hmm.
stances are your walking stance.
Okay.
Big
That would
reason
be
as
right foot.
yeah,
Right foot forward, back.
right or
Left
left.
foot back.
That's,
Huh.
so in boxing they call it orthodox stance. If you're right-footed, your right leg back, that's your orthodox stance. Your stronger leg back.
Okay.
You
Hmm.
switch it,
Okay. Okay.
then it becomes southpaw. Your left leg back. So one who is left-footed, the left leg back is the orthodox stance. So
Okay.
naturally they'll stand this way,
Okay.
putting their left leg behind.
Back. Okay. Understood.
If they are
And there's no
left-handed.
there's no correct or wrong in this. This is what it is.
Yeah, it is. That's the reason it's called orthodox stance for the right-handed people if they are right-footed back.
And southpaw for
Orthodox
the other
because
ones.
naturally they're gonna stand with their right foot back.
Okay.
So these are stances which are used in boxing, any contact sports.
And is
But
there a
stance,
reason? Is there a reason to keep that strong leg back?
yes, because their natural fighting stance is will always start with their right leg back. Reason the power comes from their butt. Obviously, if they are right-handed,
Back. Oh,
the
okay.
more power will be from their right leg.
Back
That's
leg.
the reason
Correct.
to strike. So if you it's not about only kicks, okay?
Hmm.
Even punch. So
Hmm.
if you take your orthodox stance, right leg back, naturally your right hand will come behind.
Correct. Correct.
So
Huh.
the force from here will be
Is
more
more.
than force from here.
Right.
The
Okay.
one
That
boxer
makes
I
sense.
know he has a very good power in his lead hand. His jabs was very fast and strong was Muhammad Ali.
Okay.
His jabs were very
यार हम
so
किसकी
if you
बात कर रहे
see,
हैं?
so different. So if
हाँ.
you see the fights of Mike Tyson, his uppercuts and body
Were
shots
very
were very
strong.
strong.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's
Okay,
how.
so we are
So
we are coming to that. We are coming to that. So we'll first start off with the stance. We start off with the stance saying that the lead leg has to be the stronger leg has to be behind. And there are two types of stances. One is your orthodox stance and one is your southpaw stance, right?
mm,
Now, after like say your stances are perfect and you have gotten that right, what is the next step?
the striking techniques.
You mean kicking, punching, or kicking or punching? Which one?
Striking technique,
Any
whether it's
strike.
kick
Okay.
or punch, and
Okay.
blocking technique.
Okay. Okay.
You need to guard yourself as well,
Correct.
and you to
Yeah.
strike as well. So
That was
that
one of
is
my major
from
problems when I used to
foot
put down the guard and you
from
used to
foot.
come
It
on.
comes to your guard as well. How you hold
Yeah.
your guards.
Yeah.
Okay. Second, then it comes reflexes.
Okay.
Your reflexes has to be very strong.
Mm-hmm.
So, but obvious, any fighter,
Huh.
any top fighter,
Huh.
any top fighter, okay, not necessarily he has not hurt himself during a fight.
That's huh. And why do you say
It
that
can't
he's
be
gotten hurt somewhere? As in because his reflex
yeah,
was not good.
no,
Okay.
because when you fight, not necessarily you are the greatest.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. So
huh.
if the opponent strike, it not necessarily you won't be able to reach, because if you're fighting at that level, even that person must have trained himself
Hmm.
at that level. So always be prepared. Not necessarily even like I say when I should train karate, I say to my brown belts, even when you fight with a white belt, be very alert.
Huh.
Be very
Okay.
alert.
Okay.
Okay, you never know.
Okay. Okay.
Reason, white belt fighting a brown belt is a very rare case, but in case if they technically they are not very strong, they might kick
The white belt
anyhow.
one.
They
Huh.
might kick anyhow. Even if they, I ask a person to kick above the belt level, above the waist side, they might
Hmm.
reach low. So
Hmm.
just be very careful, even if you're fighting with a white belt.
Correct.
So that's
Understood.
how the training has to be there.
Hmm.
So there is one martial art from Philippines. It's called eskrima. It's a stick fighting.
Okay.
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 It's a stick fighting. Now, I have learned this for a very short while.
Okay.
Okay, but I like the concept very much.
Okay.
Okay?
What is it? Hmm.
The concept is you start the training with the weapons. Usually, other martial arts they start with bare hand, or you
Huh.
started
Huh.
training with the weapons. Okay, then I
Wow.
asked my
Okay.
master why so.
Hmm.
Why so?
Hmm.
So like it'll prepare you much more better when you fight with a bare handed.
Huh, because you have the fear, no? You
Yeah.
have the fear of getting
So
hurt with
he
another
took
thing.
one stick, he dropped it on the floor.
Huh.
Okay, can you see that stick? Nah, yes. Is it harmful? No, मैं बोला हाँ stick है तो harm नहीं. Right now, is it harmful? No, no, it's lying on the floor. It's not harmful. Then he hold the stick and he grabbed it and he just showed it to me. Now it will be
Huh.
harmful? Yes.
Yeah,
Why?
of course.
Because I'm holding it and I might strike. So that's how, if you train under different masters, you get to know different things.
Correct. Oh,
So
perspectives.
I started my karate at the
Yeah.
age of 11 or 12 when I was in
Hmm.
school
Hmm.
with Shihan Sharif Bapu. He's now president of IMA, All India Mixed Martial Art Association.
Okay. Huh.
So I started there. Then I also learned kickboxing with late Guru Arif Sheikh is no more now. Then,
Okay.
then when I came into karate, proper karate, like judging or refereeing a fight, then I met some other masters who were there in the tournament. So when you come across these different masters, you get to know very different things, even if
Hmm.
you're talking them for like 5-10 minutes.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
This is for like for the coaches who wants to take this field very
Seriously.
seriously. Like
Huh.
yeah, so there are different masters, there are different martial arts, and each and every martial art will teach you something.
Right.
So even not practically you're learning that, at least read about it. You'll get connected to your martial art. कि हाँ ये तो इधर भी होता है. बस
Huh.
तरीका.
Huh. Huh. So basically, you're saying that martial arts teaches you a lot, whether you're a student. Of course, I have seen that, whether you're a student or a coach who's wanting to, increase their knowledge about this. Every martial art and every martial artist will teach you something new and open your horizon on this.
Yes, and if you're taking martial art as in fitness, I say it's far more better than just running on the treadmill
Correct,
or doing
of
something.
course, because there are much more
Yeah.
benefits of it.
So
Yeah.
whether you do one-on-one fight or you just
Hmm.
do pad work,
Yeah. I know.
whatever.
I also am a very firm believer that I have never seen a martial artist without a six pack abs. Okay, so that
Sorry,
means they're doing. I'm saying I've never seen a martial artist without a six
without
pack abs.
yes,
Yeah, so there's a lot of core work involved. Definitely, they're
a
working a
lot,
lot more
a
with
lot.
core, a lot more with their entire body's energy to do this
A
particular
lot.
thing.
Second thing, high
Yeah,
intense cardio. So your metabolic rate
is way
is
high.
very high.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And even in my past, whenever I have even trained a client over on kickboxing or even done it myself, I have seen fabulous changes in almost 7 days. 7 days
Yeah,
or
it
maybe
is.
two, 3 sessions. It's not
Second thing,
even.
like most of the people,
Hello.
it's more fun as well.
Right. Yeah. I think you got just disconnected or probably couldn't hear me for a while.
No, 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 you got getting a call.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Is that important? You got to take it. So, what do you want to tell our people here in order, whoever wants to join or probably wants to do this as a part of workout regime? The reason why I'm asking you is I have seen many people just doing martial arts and just doing, kickboxing kind of training for the longest period of time without supplementing it with strength training and power training. So, what do you think is the best? Like, you are a martial artist yourself and you have kept yourself pretty lean at this age. I will not divulge your age, but you are pretty old for this look. You look like a college boy. So, what is the secret of Milin's ageless, face? I mean,
Okay,
how are you so ageless? Like, what
so
is apart from martial arts? What works best with martial arts
as a
to make a
fitness
lean, muscular
instructor,
body?
okay, as a fitness coach, as a martial art coach, okay, what are five components of fitness? Strength,
One second, one second. Why don't you tell everybody your age first?
sorry,
Tell your age.
my age, बोलना जरूरी है? Okay, I'm 41.
हाँ बोलना जरूर.
I'm 41, 79 born. But most of the people, they don't think like, nah, it's 41 ही है. अभी लॉकडाउन में थोड़ा
He's,
बाल और दाढ़ी पड़ गया.
हाँ, if he shaves, he looks like a बच्चा.
हाँ, शेव भी नहीं, खाली ट्रिम भी करूँ.
हाँ, ओके. समझ गया आप लोगों को. तो अब आप मुझे ये बताइए कि आपकी इस खूबसूरती का राज क्या है?
Nothing. See, I just don't stick to having a dal rice every day.
Hmm.
Got it? So I'm
Hmm.
gonna link this with the food because people they connect with the food and
Hmm.
fitness. So I just
Hmm.
don't stick to dal rice. So even if a person who's having dal rice every day, but obvious they're gonna get bored.
Hmm.
They're just gonna have carbs. There's
Hmm.
no protein.
Hmm.
Same thing is with fitness. Fitness
Hmm.
has different components. Like you have strength, cardio, flexibility, balance, core strength, everything. So if
Hmm.
you're gonna mix it up, that will be actually working on your fitness better.
Correct.
So you just stick to cardio, not gonna help you. You lack on your strength.
Right. So no, the kind of training. The reason why I'm asking this is because there must be many people who are interested in getting better in their kickboxing, journey.
Huh.
Even as a
So
recreational sport, they must not be doing it for getting somewhere. But even if they want to increase or improve their kicks and punches, is there any sort of thing that they could do along with this where it could
yes,
help them?
along with their general fitness martial art training,
Hmm.
they have to train for strength and power as well.
Okay. And when you say strength and power is kind of training you're talking about is what kind of rep range,
Kind of
what
training
kind of
like
load?
uh, so basically when you enter the gym, like we working out in the gym, but obviously you don't follow that basic
हाँ, chest shoulder tricep types वैसा type का नहीं
nahi,
है. हाँ.
but
हाँ.
you still have to work on your shoulder muscles.
Correct.
You still have to
Correct.
work on your chest muscles. You still have to
Hmm.
work on your back muscles
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
these you when you punch
Hmm.
or when you kick,
Hmm.
let's say punch, you
Hmm.
know which muscle is maximum used when you punch.
Hmm. Your back
People they
and
say
and your core.
people people they say yeah shoulder ज़्यादा use होता है. No, it's
ट्राइसेप
not
ज्यादा यूज होता है.
necessary.
हाँ. हाँ. हाँ.
I can say your sling system of your body totally,
Correct. Absolute. True.
including
True.
your serratus anterior, including your rib cage,
Yes.
your
Yes. Yes.
lats,
Yes.
your
Yes.
shoulders, your
Yes.
bicep when you hold your guards. It's
Correct.
not easy to hold your guards throughout the minute if your biceps are weak.
Weak. Correct. I've faced that. You start getting cramps here, and then
Yes,
you
your
just keep
biceps are
losing
weak.
the
So
guard.
that's the reason. That's the reason. Even I advise some of my juniors, yeah, like, just do strength training as well because this is gonna help you a lot when
To do this
you do
better.
your martial art.
Hmm.
So
Right.
imagine you want to kick hard, but there's no power in your quads,
Hmm.
no strength in your quads.
Yeah.
So to make it stronger, you have to squat.
Correct. And also,
So
you were saying rotational forces,
I'm
core
not saying
exercises, etc.
train like a power trainer,
Yeah.
one rep
Exactly.
max kind of thing. So at least
Huh.
train on your endurance,
Hmm.
um, building
Have
power
the
in
basic have the basic muscle
yes,
strength and
yes,
power.
at least those 12 to 15 repetitions of with the bar
Hmm.
or squats.
Right.
These kind of
Right.
workout.
Right. Right.
Then gradually you'll if you are experienced and it's Indian instructor, you'll always mix up barbell to in your training, not just for shoulder presses, but to
Hmm.
improve punches as well.
Correct.
You
Correct.
you must have seen my
You taught.
videos
Yeah.
how
Of
I
course.
use the training tools like TRX or
Yes.
barbell,
Even
not
for that
just
matter, marble. Yeah. You use your barbell only so well. I mean, you have made me do rotational punches with a dumbbell on a TRX. I remember doing
yes,
it. I'm pulling with a TRX
yes,
and I'm pushing with a barbell. So it was like literally
yes,
like a both-sided
yes.
rotational
So
movement which I was doing.
so this is for the people who run away from the strength training.
Hmm.
It's for the people who run on strength training. This
Hmm.
is the base of everything, basically.
Hmm.
So if your muscles are not stronger or not powerful enough, it won't help you. So basically, you won't perform well when you do martial art.
Correct. Okay. Okay. Okay.
So it
So
has to be there.
yes. So again, I'm gonna ask all the people who are here and who have attended this if they have any questions regarding this session, and you can always ask it here, and we can take up the question. I mean, Milin can take up the question. He can answer this well. If anybody has any questions for MMA or cardio or anything that you guys want to ask, we are opening out for questions now. Your comment sections is also on, so you can ask away. So, if any one of you maybe does not have a question, what you can do is later on go on to his profile and also ask him questions. He'll be available. Also, you can check out all of his workout. Whatever I'm saying, he's a really creative guy, and I think he has one of the most creative kind of workouts, creative but relevant kind of workouts that I have done. Like he will work on my weakness as well as my strength at the same time. So do follow him and do check out exactly what is it that we are talking about when we say MMA and how to put it into your workout routine. So I guess nobody has any questions as of now. In case
That's
we
it.
do have any questions, yeah, there's no question here. Cool, perfect. So is there anything else that you would like to add for us?
In fitness part or martial art part?
Anything you would like to probably say as a goodbye note, as in can be fitness and martial arts both, right? As in any precautionary measure that we should be taking or any training tip.
Training type, choose your training school, right? Like, for example, if you're looking out for a good coach, make sure you do a good research work
Hmm.
about that coach or that training school, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing, look out for the uh, what kind of training equipments they have in their training school. If you're
Okay.
getting Because, but obviously, teaching MMA mats are compulsory.
Uh-huh.
Or else you're gonna hurt you. Or else he's not gonna teach you MMA. He's just gonna teach you kickboxing. That's it. Second thing, don't you know run away from this sport uh, thinking that it's very aggressive. It
Hmm.
might be aggressive.
Hmm.
It will. It's an injury prone workout. No,
Huh.
it's not an injury prone.
If you do it right, it's
Uh,
not. We've all
not.
done it. Yeah.
Second thing, martial art. Any martial art will never make any person aggressive. It might, in fact, it will make you more, focused, and it will allow you to control your anger.
Correct.
Okay, so
I'll raise my hand here.
this is
It's for me. It's
basically for
best for me.
people. This is basically for the people who just want to take out stress, and this is going to be a very
Correct.
good stress buster. So when you
Right.
kick or punches,
It's a
so
very
when
good stress buster workout.
I
I've got this comment from every girl I have
when
trained.
when I used to train, some of my clients used to come and tell me, "आज kickboxing करना है." मतलब क्यों आज तो हमारा leg day है. Like we were training legs
Legs,
today.
huh?
आज
Huh.
kickboxing करना है. मतलब क्यों? वो है ना आज हमारा मीटिंग हुआ, बॉस ने बहुत दिमाग खाया. मुझे
बॉस का
stress
गुस्सा
है.
पंचिंग बैग पे निकाल लो.
हाँ. So this is basically a fun part, but still, if a coach should take advantage of that situation
Correct, correct.
and
Of your
make the
aggression
session,
and put it in the right
yeah, and
place.
make the session much more better. Second thing, session should not be just if you're training somebody, बस उसको आधे घंटे में पसीना निकालना और भगाने का. It should not be that. Okay,
We know
it
people
has to
like
be
that.
with training. There should be a part of education as well. If you're asking them to punch, tell them why you're punching. If you're asking
Correct.
them to use the barbell and doing this, tell them why you're doing, making them do this.
Hmm.
Some of my clients, most of my clients, even you have asked me, हम लोग ये
Yes.
क्यों कर रहे हैं?
क्यों
Why
कर
are
रहे
we
हैं?
doing?
हाँ.
So you should be ready to answer that question.
Correct,
So
correct, correct.
that's the best part of the coach.
Hmm.
And
That's, I
you know
think,
what?
happens
I have
anywhere in
most
any
of the
training.
clients, especially females clients, where I have to be mentally very prepared to train them.
Okay, why do you say that? I am
Because
also one of your female clients.
yeah, because the kind of question they used to ask, like why we are doing this, why this. So when I used to design a workout program for them, I have to think a lot. If I have to
Correct.
make them do this because this is their weak point, and I have to make it their strong point.
But
This
that's
is
one part, that's one thing that I have admired about you a lot, and I have told you this also, that you are creative and you exactly know what you're doing. As in, you
yeah,
won't give the same exercise to me as you would give to a 40-year-old woman. You
no,
would be well aware of my strengths and weaknesses. You'll be well aware of her strengths and weaknesses, and you will train us accordingly. That's the
yeah.
best
One more
part.
thing
I mean,
you have to take in consideration is the injury part.
yeah, yeah,
That is more
yeah,
important.
yeah.
People, so I'll just connect this with martial art. So when you
Correct.
do karate, there's something called black belt.
Hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
people they think even, and this is for the parents as well. The parents who are listening and you have kids and want them to do any traditional martial art, black belt is not the end of karate or judo or taekwondo. It's not it. Black belt is
Okay.
where you start learning more. Till black belt, you're just learning the basic.
Uh-huh.
Even in my when I used to train, people used to spend some 3 to 4 years till the black belt. जैसे black belt
And
हुआ
then
खत्म.
leave it. हाँ, हाँ.
Yes.
But
Then
ये तो
after
मुझे
six
भी अभी
months, if
पता चल रहा है. I mean, I
हाँ,
think I'm talking to you about this for the first time, and I'm realizing that black belt is not the end of the journey. It's actually the
no,
start of the
it's not
journey.
the end. So I started my karate in the year 91, and I got my first like black belt, senior black belt in 2008.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Nowadays, kids want the black belt in 3 years. So from 91 to 2008, it's
Hmm.
a long journey.
That's a very long
Yeah.
journey.
So, and from 2008, I gave exam for my second degree black belt. That was after 2 years.
Oh, there
From
is
2000, even being a black belt, I
you
have
have to
to
give
give
another one.
2 years. 2 years, but that exam is very technical.
Uh-huh.
Black belt exam is very intense. They check your patience, your physical condition, everything.
Wow.
So we were just talking about uh, conditioning part. There's one kata in Goju karate, especially
Hmm.
which we used to practice, called
Mm-hmm.
sanchin. It's a
Hmm.
breathing kata, very
Hmm.
heavy breathing.
Hmm.
The conditioning part in sanchin kata, it's completely different because you
Hmm.
don't punch or kick, but we slap. So you use
Oh,
palm to strike. Okay,
ouch. Huh.
but
That's hurtful.
striking, yes, and that too. The big thing is coming up. It's without the top, without the ovagi. So
Oh.
without your shirtless, you're doing the kata. In
Uh-huh.
between the kata, somebody like your coach or your the examiner is striking you. Taking that hit, you
Okay.
still have to do the kata. So that's how you check the focus.
Ah, okay.
So if any of my students are listening to me or there, they'll recollect kata sanchin because they used to get scared. Like abhi sanchin karna hai. That's
Hmm.
how even if you Google it kata sanchin, you'll get to know, and it's
Hmm.
very tough.
Hmm.
People used to cry when they do this. To
Hmm.
cry, and literally, I've seen 4 fingers on the waist, on the back, red.
Marks. You're saying marks. Oh my God.
Yeah. So that is black belt.
Huh.
When we used to do it,
Huh.
when we used to do it, and once since I was so asked, "Okay, so and so time is gone now. You guys are brown belt 3. You have to appear for black belt."
Hmm.
So nowadays, if we ask the person, the kids like black belt, हाँ हमको next month में करा दो. We
Huh.
used to
Huh.
delay it. Like, next, we are not prepared. We are not
Oh.
prepared. We need some time more. So that
Okay.
was the training part and the mentality behind getting the black belt. And
Hmm.
now it's different. So
Different.
we needed to, I don't remember we trained in a covered class. We used to
Okay.
train
It was always outdoor. Hmm.
outdoor. So if it's a
Hmm.
school, in
Hmm.
the school we don't have, we don't, never used to have a special class for karate, but we used to train
Hmm.
outside where we used to do mass PT. So
Okay.
that the time was 4 p.m. I still remember
Hmm.
the days, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 p.m.
Hmm.
in the evening,
Hmm.
in the sun, on the concrete.
Oh my
So
God.
that, and I'll say that when we started karate in 91, 92,
Hmm.
it was a very new thing in our school. So
Hmm.
almost 150 students joined.
Hmm.
150.
Hmm.
Okay. And right now,
Wow.
from that batch, only 2 people left to the advanced, like became a coach. Only
Okay.
two.
Okay. And
Rest
that
everybody
that's
left.
again their journey, right? It's
Yeah.
everybody's with
So
everybody is
that's the reason
different.
I just said to learn traditional karate, any traditional martial art, you have got to have patience.
Right.
A lot of
Right.
patience.
Right. Right. So on that note, I think we are just going to say goodbye because I guess the time is up and the live will shut off. So thank you
So
everyone for
yeah,
joining
and I
us.
hope everybody enjoyed. Any questions, you can please.
Yes, please ask us on our DMs.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Milin, for your time, and
Thank you.
thank you everyone whoever joined us. We are really glad that we could be of some help. And see you guys next week
See
with a
you.
new topic. And happy Ganesh Chaturthi to everybody. Bye bye.
Yes, happy Ganesh Chaturthi. Stay safe.
Stay safe, everyone.